Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polygon Matic. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now jumping into the daily chart on TradingView. As you can see, we still have the same Fibonacci retracement on the chart with the swing high in December of 2021 and with the swing low in June of 2022. If you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, there is going to be a link down below in the description taking you to a video where I thoroughly explain how to use the Fib retracement, and watch that if you don't know how to do that. Now, taking a look at this Fib retracement, you can see that we are trying to take out the golden ratio here, which is the most important level of the Fib retracement, because if you break above this level, then with authority, obviously, and if you have some volume backing that, that is pretty much a guarantee, well, almost a guarantee, that you are retracing to the previous all-time high, or to the previous local high of the Fibonacci retracement we're looking at. And this is a very important level. Look at all of these retests of support. We've held this level as support for a very long time, and then we eventually dropped down. We had the retest of resistance, another move to the downside. We printed a higher low, and now we're bouncing back to that resistance level. So if you bought off this support block that I gave you a very long time ago, right now you would have been up 60 to 70%, well, 70% to be exact, and you're running into the golden ratio. So if you want to take some profits here, no one's going to stop you. This is a good area to take some profits, potentially look for a pullback towards the yellow support trend line. That's a 19% pullback. That's not bad. And I think, to be honest with you, that's what we need to do here in order to continue in this healthy uptrend, because we're getting a bit too overextended. The EMAs are starting to turn vertical just slightly. So we want to see a healthy retest and move to the upside afterwards. So the important thing here is we don't want to be losing this January low that we printed. And if we want to come back down into this support block, that's all fine and dandy. We can retest the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement at 73 cents, 74 cents, all we want, but we don't want to be going below it, really. If you really want to come back to the support block, this low is the one that we need to hold at 70 cents. This is the low that we need to hold, and like I said, we're looking very good for Polygon Matic. It has been bullish ever since this low in June. We're already up 291% since the bear market low. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that this is the bear market low for Polygon Matic. Of course, if we see a major flash crash, a black swan event, we can see a lot of altcoins dip 60 to 70% in a day. We've seen that happen before, and we might see a very quick recovery afterwards, just like we did during the coronavirus dump that we had in March of 2020. You know what I mean? I can't say the word for some reason here on YouTube, otherwise the content's gonna get demonetized or something. So yeah, be on the lookout for a potential flash crash. You can have some buy limit orders set up in advance all the way throughout this area if you want to be prepared for that, but I don't really think we're going to be coming back down to 31.5 cents otherwise. So that's something that you can keep in mind. And if you don't have any Polygon Matic coins right now and you're looking to enter, I would wait, because we're a bit overextended over here. We're definitely going to be seeing a pullback sometime down the line. But that doesn't mean that we can't just continue here and get very overextended and reach our next major target at $1.81, which is the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. And if we are to do that, then we can come back down, retest the golden ratio as support, and continue from there. That would be the perfect scenario, in my opinion. And we're looking at $11.50 for our next bull market target, for the bull market peak. Obviously, this is based off the Fibonacci retracement. Most of the times we retrace to the 1.618 after breaking the local high. Not always, but this is just something that we can be targeting. You also have the 1.414 and the 1.272 below. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI here, a bit messy. I do know that, but what you can do here is on the daily RSI, you can target this yellow support trend line. This is the one that you should be keeping an eye on because you had a retest here in September. Actually, you know what? We're going to do something different here. We're going to add a support block because that would be easier to follow. So you can see with this support block now, we have covered this low and we have covered these two lows. So once you come back down into this area around the index of 35 on the RSI, that is going to be a very good buying opportunity for Matic. Because every time you dipped into this area, as you can see over here as well in September, every time you dipped, you had to move to the upside. You had to move to the overbought. So potentially next time we do that, we're going to see the same scenario play out again. And yeah, that's what we have based on the daily RSI. We're still in the just recovering from the overbought here. So I would be waiting for a pullback at least to this support area here. As you can see, this rising support block that has been holding us up. Potentially, we're going to see a bounce from there if we see another move down. And that could be a nice entry for a mid to short term trade. But long term, you know, you can just be stacking up Polygon Matic off of these support levels here and holding and staking for the next year or two. Now let's switch over to the Binance website. Taking a look at the Binance website on the weekly, you can see that we haven't retested the yellow support trend line here, which was the low that we printed in September, and we were looking to do that. And we can remove this Fibonacci retracement right now. We were looking at a potential retest of the previous resistance of the falling wedge. That did not happen either. So Polygon Matic is very bullish here. We're going to drop in a Fibonacci retracement from that low to that low, or from that low to that high rather. And our 1.618 target here is going to be sitting at $1.47. And we have already broken above the first level. So we're targeting that. We're running into the 1.272. From where we are right now, that's still another 18.7%. So we might just peak out there and then come back down to retest the weekly 20 EMA. As you can see, the bullish cross is very, very near. As you can see, this is where we had the bearish cross in May of 2022, and we just might have the bullish cross here in February of 2023. And that is really going to be your bull market confirmation for Polygon Matic specifically, not for the entire market, but that would be a very good buying opportunity as well, because this would be your confirmation that you're out of the bear market and you're really not going to be seeing any lows broken. So if you want to be on the safe side, wait until that bullish cross happens. Once that happens, you're good to go. Okay, and what else do we want to cover here on the weekly? Let's take a look at the volume. Volume is looking pretty good. We're getting good candles here. We want to see obviously these candles like we did in April of 2021, but those will come eventually. We just need to be patient. The MACD having another EMA squeeze here, and we're moving above the histogram right now. No signs of stoppage here for Polygon Matic so far. The weekly RSI, however, is starting to creep up towards the overbought area, and this is something that I don't like because we're still very early. We're sort of getting out of the bear market right now. Ideally, what you want to see is you want to see Polygon Matic come back down here, and from there you can have another move to the upside. Maybe that's going to happen, maybe not. But once you get into the overbought on the weekly, that's where you're going to see the pullback. So my theory is we're going to see another strong pullback in March or April this year, like we usually do in the crypto markets. We're going to see a pullback into the summer. We're going to see another high in August, another pullback after that, and then we're starting to creep up into the bull market and into the Bitcoin halving. So just know that on the weekly chart, once you enter this zone above the index of 70, that's going to be a good area to start dollar cost averaging out. If you want to do that, if you want to take some profits, and potentially buy back in with a pullback. So for a pullback, you have multiple support trend lines here. You have the yellow support trend line here, and you have the light yellow support trend line here. So both of those are extremely interesting to look at, because these would be very good opportunities to buy into your project, into Polygon here. So you need to keep an eye on the weekly RSI. You need to draw this out so that when you take a look at the RSI and you see it over here, you're like, okay, this is a pretty good area to buy, because the last 2 times we were over there, we saw a move to the upside. And potentially that's what we could see here in May or April of 2023. So that's pretty much it for Polygon Matic. I covered everything that I wanted to. If I missed anything out, just let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon. There's going to be a link down below in the description, and a 7-day free trial on my Patreon for everyone. And if you want to take a look at what I'm doing there, feel free to join. You're going to have all of my posts available since October of 2021. And I think I have around about 700 posts already, if not more. Low cap gems, podcast episodes, my portfolio, technical analysis requests, all of that is going to be there. So feel free to join, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.